So once again, Hoop fans, Rory Shepard coming to you.
We're going to talk a lot about fantasy football rankings. I want to give the biggest shout out to high school sports.
Belly cut the defender, gets the ball, and it falls at the buzzer!
Yes. So Cheryl Reeves opened our show for us today. And I've got to thank Coach Reeves, and I got to welcome you in to another kickoff of Four Quarters. Live here on the Four Quarters Facebook page, 802 Scoops Facebook page, and tune in on YouTube. It's free. Hit the button. It's free. I am here with not my usual suspects.
Yep.
It's CB and I. Wheels is down at Otter Valley.
Rooting on Addie. Good luck, Addie.
Yep. That is a 6 p.m. game. Otter Valley versus Enosburg. 8-9. Love those 8-9 games.
Yep.
Love those 8-9 games. Do you want to know how far Enosburg had to travel?
How far?
I don't have the miles, but we're talking the northern border.
Oof.
That's got to be a two and a
At
half
least,
hour ride.
yeah. On a Wednesday night.
It has to be a 2.5 hour ride. Hey, if anybody can Google map that one for us, let us know. Happy Wednesday. Welcome in. We've got a jam-packed show. No doubt going into overtime tonight. Just going to warn you. CB and I are going to banter. We're going to start with the WNBA first.
Oh, boy.
And then we're going to banter about the World Series. And then we got some special guests coming in. We'll get to that when we get to that, right, CB? No reason to rush. The name of our show is 5 versus 8 or 8 versus 5. I don't know which way we put it. It references Game 5 of the WNBA. We were going to call it Stolen, but I don't want you guys all yelling at us. I was going to call it Rigged, but you guys are really going to start yelling at me, especially Jen Esteville. Coach Reeves, all I can say to you is classy move by doing what she did.
Yep.
Post-game. Mm-hmm. In the press conference. Pretty much speaking up for, speaking her mind. Mm-hmm. Emotions are high, obviously, at that point as well. But speaking for her players so they don't get fined.
Yep.
She's like, bring the fines on. I have no problem with it. I wished I had videoed CB Monday morning at work. Because first of all, she looked like she hadn't gotten any sleep whatsoever.
Oh, guys, it's been rough.
I didn't catch the end of the game. Don't yell at me. But she was nice enough to play the video for me where all I said, and I am a huge proponent of make the calls, but traveling is one of my biggest pet peeves.
Yep.
It's huge. We look at videos of the NBA and we just laugh because it's not even traveling. They're just taking a walk.
Right.
They're out for a stroll.
Oh, yeah. It's never called.
So as CB showed me the video, I'm like, oh, I wasn't sure what point it was at the game at that point, but I said, oh, travel.
Yep.
And then she's like, well, keep watching. And then I'm like, oh, impeding the pathway, good defensive positioning, straight up.
All ball.
Comes down a little bit, but it's all ball. And I watched it 2 or 3 times with you, but I didn't even reference the foul. I referenced the picking up the pivot foot.
Yep.
And taking a step and a half.
She walked all the way to Timbuktu.
She really did. So in that preface of talking about Game 5, the most televised game in WNBA history, make the call.
Yeah.
And that's it. I'm just going to talk about the traveling call, and then I'm going to ask CB for her thoughts on the game.
Yeah. It was funny because LeBron and like Damian Lillard and like some other NBA folks were all complaining about that too. I think Dame was like, refs knew the storyline. I get it. So basically, like low key,
Right.
the refs were giving the game to New York. Sam Drake says 2 hours and 6 minutes. Thanks, Sam.
Thank you, Sam.
Jen
Oh.
says bad calls the entire series. Hate it ended that way. Both coaches complain about refs throughout. Review should be done by independent person like other sports. Just hate to say Liberty didn't earn the championship. Yes, I mean literally the whole, not
Well
even
said.
the entire series, the whole
Well
season.
said, Jen. Thanks, Sam.
Yeah, the whole season has been bad refs.
Yep.
And
We've
then
alluded to that many times.
right, and the
Yep.
fact that like my biggest pet peeve was Nafisa Collier not getting any foul shots in Game 5.
Where there
How-
was 25 attempts for the Liberty and
Yep.
8 for the Lynx.
Liberty scored
25 to 8?
Yep.
Sorry.
Liberty scored, I think, like 37% of their points for the game as at the free throw line. It's just insane. But the fact that Nafisa
Right.
didn't get any foul
Right.
shots, like that just blows my mind.
Right.
I think during the regular season, she didn't average more than like 8 shots before like she had like a foul shots like every 8 shots.
Right. Gotcha.
And she had none through the whole. Anyways, it's just. I mean, yes, you can say that, the Lynx had 5 minutes. They should have scored more than 2 points. And
A lot of variables.
And yeah, they should have,
Yeah.
but it never should have gotten even to that point, right?
Right.
The fact that Kathy Eilbert, the commissioner, was wearing a dress with the New York skyline. The fact
That's
that
what really got me when you told me that.
The fact that WNBA Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, did a tweet after the game, championship is where it should be, like well-earned Liberty or something like that. They later deleted that tweet, but like how?
Because, so why are we saying this? Because it took them 28 years?
Yeah.
And they're a big market?
And
That's BS.
Right. And
That's
then
BS.
I forgot who it was. There's another like interview saying like, oh, because they've garnered all of these new viewers, like the storyline is give New York Liberty the championship.
Right.
It's a great storyline. They haven't had one in 28 years, and they're a big market.
They're a huge
People want
market.
to see it, but you have UNESCO, you have Stewie, who are huge names in the game.
And Inescu was what again in that game?
1 for 19.
There it is.
1 for 19. The refs couldn't even help her out of that hole. So it was just disappointing that it had, like, this was the greatest. We just kept talking about how great this
Oh
series
my God,
was.
amazing. Absolutely
and how
amazing.
even this matchup was.
Yep.
Like, every single game came down to, like, the last, like, 2 minutes.
Yep.
It was like, my heart was, like, racing at, like,
Yep.
120 beats per minute the whole time. But just for it to end this way.
Yep. I agree.
A damn shame.
It is a damn shame. Was a great season though.
Yep.
And the Lynx still
Yep.
own the rights to championships won. They have 4 championships.
Yep.
I guess
Yep.
New York just needed that one.
Yep.
And I know it was a great series. It was an absolutely
Yep.
fabulous series. And I kept saying all season long from the get-go, this is New York's to lose.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
you got Inescu years ago. You went out and traded for Jonquil Jones. You brought Breonna Stewart in via free agency.
Yep.
You built this team to win a championship.
Yep.
But I continue to look at the Minnesota Lynx, who continue to build through the draft.
Yeah. And they just play beautiful, beautiful basketball.
They do.
I-
Can I throw out some things from those 5 games? Though?
Absolutely.
So Collier becomes the first player in WNBA history to lead a single playoff run in points, rebounds, steals, blocks.
Amazing.
Doesn't get
Amazing.
MVP. Doesn't get a championship.
It should have been, no matter who won, she should have been the MVP.
Points, rebounds, steals, blocks. And
Yeah.
that has been echoed a lot.
Yeah.
I have heard that in my ear quite a bit. She goes on to say, gut-wrenching end to an incredible season. I've loved every minute of being around this team. I love you guys. You have made this the most incredible year. Huge thank to our coaches and the staff. You guys are so amazing. And thanks to all the fans for supporting us this season. We will be back. You, Napisha Collier, are a class act.
And she played I think all but like 30 seconds of
Right.
that game. But also like shout out to Coach Reeve. This is kind of just a little bit of an aside. On Friday's post-game presser, they were asking questions and they mispronounced Nafisa's name.
Yep.
They called her Nafisha.
Which is what I do a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so Coach Reeves goes off. She's like, it's Nafisa, not Nafisha. Nafisa. And Nafisa is just smiling. Like, she's got the biggest smile. And then she's like, okay, thanks. And then they got up and she's like, you weren't going to say it, so I said it. And she's like, I know, I was thinking it, but I didn't say it. And she's like, your daddy didn't name you Nafisha. He named you Nafisa. I was like, yo, but like, what a way to be an ally.
Oh my God.
Because names are important. And
Yes.
if you are a reporter,
Yes.
and this is the star of the team. Like, it's a great team all around, but Nafisa is the star, right? She's your
should have been
defensive,
doing the interviewing.
right? And to mispronounce her name,
Nafisa is so much easier to say than
right?
Nafisha.
It's phonetic.
It's almost like
It's
Collier we're going to go with.
it's phonetic. It's phonetic, and the fact that Coach Reeves again sticking up for her player.
Yep, got the back of her players.
So that Nafisa didn't have to.
Nafisa. I like that much better than
Yeah.
the way I was saying it.
So shout out to Coach Reeves.
And I do hope the Lynx are back. I
Me too.
really do.
Me too.
I really do. And what a great WNBA season. So that is
Mm-hmm.
100% a wrap. We're going to give some quick shout outs before I have CB do the doggies of the week. But actually, you had a shout out you wanted to do right along the
Oh yes.
WNBA lines
Yes.
before we move on.
Shout out. Let me get to the split. Shout out to Asia Wilson, who Lori and I love.
All day, every day.
Like, Lori and I are a little obsessed with Asia. We're not even gonna lie. But her jersey is officially being retired from South Carolina.
Love that.
Aptly, they're doing it on February 2nd.
Oh, I love that.
Look up the video of Dawn Staley calling Asia. It is like absolutely heartwarming. So shout out to Asia. Well deserved.
I love it. I'm going to give a shout out to Coach Tony Bennett of the University of Virginia Cavaliers. One of my favorite coaches, NCAA champion coach at that, has stepped down 3 weeks before the men's college basketball season starts.
Mm-hmm.
He says the game and college athletics are not in a healthy spot. I think I was equipped to do the job the old way. Very well said, Coach Bennett. I understand what you're saying. I know it was very gut-wrenching for him, but he kept bemoaning the state of college athletics. He felt was no longer equipped, that he was equipped to be the best person for the job, giving the dramatic changes within the sport surrounding name, image, likeness, players transferring through the NCAA transfer portal. I don't think I'm equipped in this way to be a college basketball coach. Very well said.
Yeah.
By a class act man.
And we've talked about it all the time about how the transfer portals changed college sports.
Yes, 100%. We're going to miss you, Coach Bennett. Hell of a coach. And you want to talk about somebody that coaches defense? If I had to compare myself as a high school coach to somebody, it's him, because it's always about the defense. Big shout out to the New York Mets. I know they're not moving on to the World Series. I know that 100%. But for a team that started this season 0-5, then had a 12-3 run, then lost 27 of their next 39 games, to get to the NLCS took the Dodgers to 6 games.
Yep.
I could not be more proud of this team, and you guys should catch me saying that, because I don't say that very often about my teams. Let's remember, Mets, Dolphins. The Mets also are the first team to not strike out in a postseason game since the Angels in Game 2 of the 2002 World Series.
That's insane. That is insane.
Right? Right?
That's discipline right
That-
there.
Oh my God. And that says a lot about Coach Mendoza.
Yeah.
That says a lot
And,
about
like,
him and his coaching staff.
The biggest shout out to Mendoza Like
100%.
I'm still a huge fan. He was the Yankees bench coach. Like again, there was no expectations coming into the season for
That's
the Mets.
right. None.
No expectations. So he should definitely be up there in, manager of the year.
100%. I say that a lot, don't I?
like-
100, but he should be.
Yeah. Just
He really should be.
amazing.
This was the year that he was supposed to get through it because so many contracts come off the payroll, and
Yep.
then they're going to go
Right, and
go
then
shopping this off season.
and then add on all of the injuries that
Exactly.
they've had. Right? They scrambled together a pitching staff,
100
right?
yep.
They lost
Never
you
stop
lost
saying
your ace. He pitched like one game the entire series, your
Yep.
ace.
Yep.
And then to make it to the NLCS, like incredible.
Manaea, Severino, and Quintana all on one-year deals.
Yeah.
It's going to break my heart if they let them all walk, though, because
Like
they
honestly,
have
bring
the
him back.
money.
Bring it back for a year. Give him another year.
Bring them back. If you want to go out and get a Corbin Burns,
Yeah.
if you do pry him away from Baltimore, that's great behind Senga, and
Yeah.
there's your 5-man rotation.
Exactly.
You
And
don't have to
how
rebuild
solid
it.
is that? To have
Solid.
Manaea be your like third pitcher, like that's nasty.
Right? That's
That's
nasty.
nasty.
So I just wanted to thank the Mets because it's been a long time coming since I thanked one of my teams. Even my sister texted me and said, "Sorry about the Mets, but you got to be proud." And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Absolutely."
Absolutely.
I had somebody ask me today if I was in mourning over the Mets, and I said, "Absolutely not."
Yeah.
I never went, "Oh my God, they just lost." I just went,
Yeah.
would have loved to have seen a Game 7, but it didn't happen.
And honestly, facing the Dodgers with their team and their payroll, but what exciting games the Mets played.
Yes.
They were probably the most entertaining team to watch this whole
Yes,
postseason.
they were beyond
So,
entertaining. Yes.
Jody says, a shout-out segment without a CC shout-out. Can't let that happen. Shout-out to CC being offered $1 million to play in the 3 versus 3 league.
She just
Jody's-
couldn't let it go for
Jody.
one show. Thanks, Wheels.
Jody.
Oh, man. She's like, stop talking about the Mets. Stop talking about the Mets is what she's saying right now.
I know.
So 2 big shout-outs there. A shout down. 2 losses for Alabama football
Yo, what?
before November. 2 losses for Alabama football.
It took how many games to destroy that program?
Right?
7?
And the last time they lost 2 games before November, 2007.
Wow.
2007. I want to give a
Were you
quick
guys
shout
born
out,
at that point?
and I should have given this shout out. The Vermont Coyotes, ABA.
Yep.
I should have given them a shout out a long time ago when they had the first press conference. Owner Anthony Marquet, who was on the staff for the Vermont Frost Heaves. So this is coming back to the Barry Auditorium, starting up the 2025-2026 season. And get a load of this. Didn't know this. We also have a Burlington-based ABA team called the Vermont Martins. Hope I'm saying that right. So it's going to give us, once the 25-26 season starts, 2 ABA squads.
Yeah. My
In
dad's
Vermont.
super excited. He's like, we got to go.
Where have I been?
Yeah.
And in saying that, my dear friend Jen Farnham, I'm always going to call you Jenner. You're the one that chatted with me. We were at a service, and when she mentioned it to me, I'm like, oh my God, why haven't I mentioned that, Jen? Why haven't I mentioned that? This dear friend of mine, Jen Farnham, goes onto Facebook almost every day and shouts out somebody. She made me cry on Saturday morning by shouting out me, not deserving at all. But I thank you, my dear friend. This gal, sudden loss of her brother, has flipped the switch to constantly putting people in the forefront that she feels should be in the forefront. You, my friend, deserve to be in the forefront, and I know that's not where you want to be. But I thank you for doing that for your village, for your friends. But you have to know what you bring to our world every single day. And I know you mentioned hugs and smiles. There's nobody that gives hugs better than you, my friend. So thank you for making my weekend. I'm at a loss for words, but more than anything, thank you for what you do for Central Vermont and beyond, because you are one hell of a great person. And I don't want to get teary-eyed. Now what are you going to tell me? What do they say?
No, Sam says
Yeah,
it is now my time to shout out Kool-Aid McKinstry for starting for the Saints now.
Sam, that's a well-deserved shout-out. I absolutely love that shout-out. That's fabulous. Next, we're going to do a shout-down.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are we doing? We're going to talk, because I can't do an episode without talking about Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets. Okay? I don't know what CB's going to put up there first. Are you putting up Baby Please Come to Bed?
Hold on.
We got a lot of them.
Back up. He's just so memeable. Oh, wait. God damn it.
Do you have that one?
I have to find it. Oh, wait. Hold on.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to read a couple of them.
Oh, yep. I got it. I'll do the Babe Please Come to Bed.
Okay, so we've got Devontae creeping in the background like he did when he was on Pat McAfee last week. And Aaron Rodgers saying, no, not until I force management into one more roster move. Ding, ding. And we're going to follow that up with
The Devontae one?
Week 6, Devontae Adams' team loses to the Steelers. Week 7, Devontae Adams' team loses to the Steelers.
Shout out to the Steelers.
Shout out to the Steelers. Well done, Pittsburgh. And can I just tell you, Mike Tomlin looked like he had just won the Super Bowl. Then we're going to go to my favorite one. My dear friend Zach Wilson and Aaron Rodgers on the screen together. The Jets threw 7 games with Zach Wilson, 4-3. The Jets threw 7 games with Aaron Rodgers, 2-5. I just want just a little bit of silence right there.
Yep.
Just let that resonate. Let it soak in. And that's all I'm going to do. That's all I'm going to do with Aaron Rodgers and the Jets.
There's nothing more that needs to be said.
I mean, I could throw this away, but I'm not going to. Headlines of today is DeAndre Hopkins being traded to the Kansas City Chiefs.
You know what?
Stressed out over that.
Shout out to Mama Wheels. She must
There you
be
go,
so,
Mama Wheels.
like,
Let's turn it to Mama Wheels. I love it.
That's the only thing I'm going to say about that. Shout out to Mama Wheels.
Okay. The Cleveland Browns offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey will take over play calling duties. I really could do another 5 seconds of silence here. Head coach Kevin Stefanski announced the change on Wednesday. So head coach will not be making the calls. And let's not forget, this is the reigning coach of the year, Kevin Stefanski. Let's not forget also, I sound like a broken record, that Ken Dorsey got canned last year by the Buffalo Bills as offensive coordinator.
Yep.
But Cleveland, you have nowhere else to go.
I mean, you know what? Congratulations to the Browns fans for this past Sunday.
You always feed off me just perfectly.
You guys are the winners. You guys are the winners in all of this. So, congratulations.
So, D-Hop to the Chiefs. We knew something was going to happen.
Yeah.
5th round pick could move up to a 4th round pick if the Chiefs make the Super Bowl. That's not.
They went from a team that's probably going to make the Super Bowl to a team that's probably going to make the Super Bowl.
Yep. And this is probably one of the best quarterbacks D-Hop's ever played for. Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
And I'm not sure Patrick Mahomes has had he's got great receivers. I mean, let's not forget he has Travis Kelce. But I'm talking about a guy that can go up and get it.
Yeah.
Dude can go up and get it. So I'm not sure he's ever had that. He's had speed receivers.
Right.
He's had Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
But this guy, just chuck it.
Yeah. He'll get it. He's got great hands. And hopefully that'll open up Kelce a little bit. Real quick, Amy says, well-deserved shout-out to Jen, and you absolutely deserve that shout-out too, Lori.
Well, Jen always has a way of making us all feel like $1 million. So thank you, Amy. Before we talk about the World Series and get in our first guest of the night, I did absolutely awful playing the point spread in college football. I was 2 out of 5, 2 and 3. Absolutely awful. I want to try it again this week with the NFL, but
it's bad games.
It's bad games this week.
Yeah.
So I'm going to choose the Jags 4.5 over Green Bay, Commanders 2.5 over Chicago. Easy win if Jaden Daniels is playing. And New Orleans 7.5 over the Chargers because none of them score points.
Yep.
One more thing.
Yeah. I have to do
big shout out to the U32 Raiders football team. This was a shout out I should have given last week, and we always seem to run out of time. The U32 Raiders football team painted the fence at the Robinson Cemetery in Calais. They were also told this saved taxpayers about $5,000.
That's awesome.
That is absolutely amazing. And in saying that, I got to give a quick little, I was actually at the U32 game on Friday night. Last game of the season, senior night, a 62-0 win over Spalding.
Jesus.
Where they have now moved on, where they are the 8th seed, and they will be playing number 1 Rice this Saturday, kickoff at 1 p.m. 8 versus 1, U32 finishes the season on a 2-game winning streak, finishing up at 3-5. Rice is sitting at number 1 seed at 7-1. They're only lost to BFA Fairfax, who is 8-0 in D3. But I want to give another shout out, like I did Friday night, to the 2024 Vermont North-South All-Star Football Classic. Players from Spalding and U32 that played in that game. Spalding seniors Landon Larrabee, Ryan Winters, and Jaden Garneau, and U32 seniors Aiden Boyd, Nate Beebe, and Luke Hamill. Congratulations. They will be playing in the North-South Classic next month, so a big shout out to them as well. Where are we going from here, CB?
Can I do the dog real quick?
Do the dogs real quick. Oh, I know what we're doing. Go with the dogs.
Dog of the week. We have Ruby. She's 13 weeks old. She's just a baby. Team Golden Hugs, as usual. She's a great locker room presence. She does well with cats. She does well with other dogs. She does well with people. She's really just great. She can stay in the pocket or scramble. So yes, another dog would be nice to run some energy, but not required.
Yep.
Same thing with a big yard.
Yep.
As long as you give her that time to get the puppy energy off, but she already knows her basic commands, is already pretty much almost potty trained.
I love it.
She likes her routine. And guys, look at those puppy eyes.
You know what? We should have the U32 football team build you a fenced-in yard.
Right? So
And then they can all go home
So
to
I can
you.
just have more dogs.
Right? Just
Yeah.
brilliant idea. I
I
don't
know.
have many of them, but I'm liking that one.
Yep.
Okay, sorry.
No.
I digress.
Real quick, Michael Orton says, shout out to the coach that Kyler Murray ran out of Arizona. Commanders offensive coordinator, Cliff Kingsbury.
Orty, you are so right. So right.
Amazing.
And Orty, Kyler Murray's my fantasy quarterback, and he makes me a nervous wreck. Wish I had drafted Jaden Daniels.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's saying that, right?
Yes, exactly. And
It's the same thing with CJ last year.
yes.
Yep.
Any more dog stuff? Are we good?
That's it.
Okay, because I'm going to feed off of Orty right now.
Yep. Let's do it.
I'm going to go to this. This is great stuff, but you got to listen closely, okay? November 18th,
Oh, yeah.
1985. Joe Theismann, quarterback of the then Washington Redskins, breaks his right tibia and fibula. He's playing in Washington, D.C., a home game. The injury happened on the 39-yard line. The final score of the game was 23-21. 3-time Defensive Player of the Year Lawrence Taylor is one that busted him up. The Redskins All-Pro left tackle Joe Jacoby was not on the field at the time of the injury to Joe Theismann. That ended his career.
Yeah.
Try to remember everything I just said. We're going to fast forward from 1985, which great time for me, by the way, to November 18th, again, November 18th, 33 years later, 2018. Alex Smith, the then quarterback of the Washington Redskins, broken right tibia and fibula. Same date, just 33 years later, same stadium. Injury happens on the 39-yard line.
Yep.
Final score, 23-21.
Yep.
Caused by 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, J.J. Watt. Not on the field during that play, All-Pro left tackle Trent Williams off the field due to an injury.
Yep.
Come on, Orty, you got to love that right there. You have got to love that. I usually delete a lot of these things. That's not going to get deleted on my phone.
That's crazy.
That's good stuff. I probably should have given it to CB so she could put it up on the screen, but I'm not going to because you had to listen to me instead. Last, before we get our first guest in here, World Series.
Oh, boy.
So I talked about my Mets, obviously, wearing the apparel today. This is the World Series that everybody wants, okay?
Yep.
It's the two big markets.
Yep.
It's the two number one seeds.
Yep.
And it's probably
The two MVPs.
the two MVPs.
Yep.
We know that in
Yep.
Judge and Ohtani. CBS, panel of 6 writers for CBS, right down the middle.
Really?
Right down the middle. I got New York in 7, New York in 7, and New York in 7 by 3 of the writers for CBS. MVP, Soto, Cole.
Oh,
They're even predicting
what?
MVPs.
I agree. Like, if guys, remember if the Yankees win this, Cole has to win game 1. Like,
Oh,
that's
no. See,
it.
You're going to get
Like,
amped
that's
up right now, I
it.
can tell.
Because we're losing against Yamamoto game 2. Like, it's not even guys, I'm putting it out there. Yankees need to win. Cole has to step up. Yankees need to win game 1 because they're losing game 2 against Yamamoto.
Yankee fans are so tough.
He
My God.
blanked them.
Do
He
you
blanked
know-
them.
do you-
He pitched this year 7 innings, 2 hits, no runs.
32nd.
They're losing.
There's a group text between Wheels, CB, and I.
Yeah.
And I didn't even chime in. The Yankees had won. Had they wrapped up the series?
No, it was the game before.
Okay, it was the game before. And I just didn't even chime in.
Yep.
So the next morning, I'm like, I'm just going to chime in
Yep.
now. And all I said to the two of them
Yep.
were, didn't the
Yankees won.
Yankees win last night?
Yep.
Not one good thing did they have to say. All right. Are you all right?
Yep.
You okay? All right.
Yep.
LA, the other 3 sports writers.
LA in 6.
7, LA in 7, LA in 6. MVPs Hernandez, Ohtani, and Betts. This is the 12th matchup that these two face off in the World Series. 12th time. I'm going to say this for your dad. This is the first time, though, since 1981, where who won that? The LA Dodgers. 4 games to 2. So New York leads it, though, 8-3.
Yep.
Them some good odds.
And
I don't gamble.
And I'm just going to throw this out there. Yankees have 20 more World Series wins.
Oh, ouch. For your dad, as I say this is the 12th matchup, let's not remember they were in Brooklyn until 1958.
Yep. Fond memories for my dad. Not so much after.
CB, what's your prediction before we move on?
God, Lori.
You do this to me all the time, and then I have to go, okay, I'll give my prediction. Yankees in 6.
That's what my prediction actually.
Really?
If I want to be optimistic, which I am not an optimistic person, but to go against the podcast jinx, I'm going to say Dodgers in 7.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
Dodgers in 7. Dodgers
Fair
in
enough.
7.
Kate Feldman of CBS says, this on paper, probably my favorite World Series matchup of my lifetime.
Yep.
Not telling you how old I am, but it has
Yep.
everything.
It's going to come down, honestly, to the bullpens. It's going to come down to the bullpens.
I agree. That might lean towards the Dodgers, though.
If we can get to them during their bullpen start.
Yep.
If we really wipe them out, that's it has to be like Torres has to have 10 pitch at bats like he does. They need to wear out the bullpen in that bullpen game, and then it'll be much better. If you can get to their heavy hitters on that bullpen day and wear them out.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's
a great assessment.
That's going to be key.
That's fair.
And then Yankees pitchers have to at least go 5 because it's a 7-game series.
That's
a
very
long
important.
series. It's a long series.
I always say 6, but you're right. They got to go at least 5.
But yeah, that's just not how MLB works anymore.
CB, you and Wheels beat me last week in 6-pack of picks. You each had 5. I had 4. You are now in the lead, my friend. Tied with Wheels. I'm 1 game behind. The clincher was Wheels took the Seahawks over the Falcons.
Yep. That was
and
blowout.
Well, Wheels and I took the 49ers over the Chiefs. You did not.
Yeah.
You did not.
Purdy Can't win against the Chiefs.
So quickly, 6-pack of picks, and you're not even going to be able to think about this.
Oh, no.
Atlanta at Tampa.
Oh, boy.
And I'll ask Wheels later. I'm going to go Atlanta only due to the wide receiving. How can Mike Evans and Chris Godwin go out in the same game?
Yeah. Yep. I'm going to go Falcons.
Okay. which means Jody Wheels will go with Tampa.
Oh, for sure.
In the somebody's got to win this game, Finns and Cardinals
I'm going
at Miami.
I'm going Finns.
Me too.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. Game of the week for me, Philly at Cincy.
I'm gonna go Cincy because I can't go
so
with the
did
Eagles.
I
can't go with the Eagles.
You want to know why?
Why?
Because I think Joe Burrow is going to pick
think-
apart that defense.
The defense has been miserable for the Eagles.
Is Amari Cooper the answer? Buffalo at Seattle?
He had a
Seattle
lot of
big
good,
win last
he
week
had a
over the
lot
Falcons.
He had a lot of good catches though.
I'm going Bills.
I'm going Bills.
Okay. Green Bay at Jacksonville.
Oh,
Big win last week for Green Bay over the Houston Texans. How come
just-
we didn't have that game as one of our picks last
I don't know.
week?
That was a
We
great
didn't.
game. That was a great game. I'm going to go Packers. I never trust the Jaguars.
Me either, so I will go Pack as well. I did watch Jacksonville, but that was against the Patriots, and they looked really good. And I don't want to call this a game of the week because I don't think it is, but Dallas at San Francisco. San Francisco depleted. Now we're down Brandon Ayuk.
Yep.
CMC's not back yet.
It's still the Cowboys though.
Deebo Samuel pneumonia. I don't know if
He was
he's
in the
back yet.
hospital, right?
Yep, he has been released, and Micah Parsons is back for the Cowboys. It's at San Francisco. I'm going Niners.
Yeah, I mean, I can't choose the Cowboys.
And there it is.
Michael Orton says, that is great information. I remember both days very well. Did not know the final scores or the fact that Trent Williams was off the field.
You want to come join me?
Okay.
Come on up.
Wait.
Clara Wilson is in the house. Olivia
Wait.
Mickelson. Do you want to come up?
Damn it.
You're
Wait.
good over there?
Wait, time out.
I don't have to remember them all, but great memory.
Yeah, someone else.
So you mentioned Sylvia.
Grace Noyce had the other one.
Watch out for the football players. Are you nervous? You don't
I'm
have to be
fine,
nervous at
nothing,
all.
guys.
I've
Sorry
watched
about the
you
audio.
for now 4 years. Don't be nervous at all. So talk about, you mentioned Sylvia Emmons.
Yeah.
Talk about that game against Harwood.
Yeah, that was very exciting. I mean, that free kick was crazy. So,
Right?
Yeah.
And was it shot out of a cannon? I mean, give
Yeah.
us a visual right now.
I mean, that was like 30 yards away, and it went upper, like above the goalie with full speed. So.
Oh my God.
I love those shots. I love those shots.
I mean, she can put a lot of speed on that ball.
Wow. So, possible next round matchup with Spalding?
Yeah.
We'll learn that in a few minutes when we have some Spalding players on the set. But congratulations.
Thank
first
you.
of all. That puts you at 11-3-1 on the season, I
Yeah.
believe. Best game of the season, was it that Harwood game? Does that one stick out in your mind?
Yeah, I mean, we played pretty well, I would say. We had to play different that game. Normally we possess through mid a lot, I would say, but that game was very direct. We just had to kind of boot it up to Sylvia, which I mean it worked, but we adapted well, I would say, that game.
You also beat Green Mountain Valley and Spalding High School this year.
Yes.
Well, did you play North Country?
We did. That game, we definitely did not play our best. We lost. It was downpouring, and so there's kind of hard to see. So a few balls got slipped in, but.
So rain's the worst, right?
Yeah.
It's the worst thing ever. 80-degree weather like today. I mean, it wasn't quite 80.
Yeah,
but
it was a little hot.
Would you rather have that, or would you have? Do you want it in that 50 to 60?
50 to 60. No rain though, but cloudy.
Especially in soccer, you're just running the whole time.
Do you know what it's supposed to be on Saturday?
50.
No rain though, right?
I don't think so.
No rain.
Yeah.
All right. CB is from New York. She's a Long Island girl who's just a sports fanatic. She's an occupational therapist that I work with at the clinic.
Right.
And thank you. As much as we talk sports, her number one sport is
Soccer.
Yes.
100%.
By far.
The beautiful game. The beautiful game.
Yeah.
With your basketball coach over there, is soccer your favorite sport?
I mean, I feel like
we don't
putting
care.
her
We're
on
both
the
basketball
spot.
people.
You're putting her on the spot.
Yeah.
in the season, I feel like it's kind of like whoever, what season I'm in. I feel like I'm always okay, I like this, but.
That was a politically correct answer.
You know what?
Nicely done.
Nice media training. Nice media training.
Didn't play Milton this year, though.
In soccer?
Soccer.
Not yet, but if we
not
beat
yet.
Spalding, we go to Milton.
So Milton's only loss was to North Country.
Yeah, they have
4-1. That was in August, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
they play they play Rice a couple times. They play, I think, Middlebury and Mount Abe. But they don't play Montpelier, Spalding, us normal season. So it's kind of hard to compare, I feel like.
Absolutely.
But they have a few. They have one girl who's going to go play D1, so she's pretty good. Holly, I forget her last name.
And you can't compare when it's playoff time anyway.
Yeah.
You really honestly can't.
Anything can happen.
Anyone's game.
So you gave a shout out to the goalie. I like that. You'd rather play in the 50-degree weather. I like that too. How difficult... And again, I'm a basketball girl here, okay? When you played Harwich, I'm just trying to understand this. Your game plan going in. Were you do you key on a Chalmers and a Rutledge? Or do you just go, we got this. At each layer, we got this, and we're not going to...
Yeah, I mean, my 4 years being on varsity, we had never beaten Harwood going into that. They knocked us out in
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's right. I had that written
So we lost
down.
to them freshman year, sophomore year, and then last year we lost to them in regular season, and they beat us in semis. So we were definitely... We had, we wanted that game bad.
And I think undefeated last year,
yes, we were undefeated, and then they got us.
Ouch.
But, I mean, I think going in, we knew what we needed to do. We needed to be, first of all, we needed to definitely, not key on, Briley and Rona and Lindsay. They have multiple good people.
Sure.
So we knew, as a team, we just needed to, we played very direct that game. We knew we wouldn't be able to possess much through midfield because they had a strong midfield, too. So when we got it in the mid, we knew we had to, kick it up to our attack.
Right.
And
right.
I would say our attack could beat their defense a good amount of times.
Nice.
So...
Nice.
Yeah, and then our defense also stepped up that game. It was definitely a team win, I would say.
Nice.
So, yeah.
And throughout the whole season, because we talk about high school sports a lot on the podcast, I would say Division II is the most entertaining. And maybe I say that because we're in Division II. I don't know. But on any given day, I feel like anyone can win this championship.
I agree. I think the top 5 or 6,
Yep.
It could be anyone's year this year. I will say GMVS is 3 right now, but they play a very, I'd say, easier schedule, and they only have 8 games. So I think...
Thanks for pointing that out, Claire.
I think that's they're up there, but I don't know. I would say besides them, the top 5 it could be anyone. So
I agree with you.
yeah.
I mean, we're looking, and Harwood did tumble down to 6.
Yeah.
Mount Abe, another
Mount Abe,
team.
Yeah.
Another team.
They're always they're good.
The Times-Argus, I think, did the article of Rutland Herald, and it said, first round match you don't want to play, and it was Rice.
Yeah.
But Harwood took them out 3-1 today.
Yeah.
So that was a
And
bad
now they'll play
prediction.
GMVS, so they'll
So
probably
they got a
go
good
I know. Well, we were gonna be 3, and then we ended up losing to Stowe our last game of the season.
Stowe's tough though.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't our best game, but
I was just gonna say
it wasn't our best game. But yeah, they beat us. So
and that's okay.
yeah.
That's
Get
okay
out of the
because
way.
you got it back. You got it back today. All right, I'm going to ask you some questions here about your team. We're going to talk about your team a little bit more. We talked about the goalie already. Whose foot do you want the last shot of a game if it's a penalty kick? Whose foot is kicking that last shot? Did I say that right? Penalty kick? Yeah.
Yep.
Just a penalty kick.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I would say it depends on the game. I feel like whoever
She's
has like
dissecting this well.
Do you guys go to penalties? Is
We
it
will,
overtime?
yeah.
Is it overtime
2
and then
overtimes and then
and
it'll
then
be penalty
penalties?
kicks.
Oh,
Yeah,
I hate
I mean,
penalties.
I would say we have a few people that I would feel pretty confident
Yep.
in taking it. I mean, Sylvia definitely has a very good strike on the ball, but then we also have other people who could definitely step up and like take it. So
I like that.
yeah,
Okay. Who keeps your team loose and motivated? And feel free to say yourself.
loose and motivated.
Loose.
Yeah.
Fun, having fun, but you're also you're the motivator.
I don't know. I feel
You can say
like
more than one.
yeah. I feel like like last year, who comes to mind is like Willow Mashkuri. She was always like our team
I like the
spirit. I
name,
would say.
yes. Yep.
And then I feel like this year, I can't really think of like one person. I feel like as a team, we all like we know how to have fun, but also we know how to like push each other into like
Good.
play. So I feel like as a team this year, it's more like spread out. We don't really. I wouldn't say there's one person who like leads that. I'd say we all kind of like bring it at different
good.
days,
Well, that's
which is like good. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So now I'm going to have to explain this one because this is my own way of speaking. Somebody on your team that has a lunch pail mentality. I have said that my
Dog.
whole entire life. So they come, they do all the little things that may not get written about in the Times Argus.
Yeah.
You always think of somebody on defense is in my mind.
Me too.
But they just work so gosh darn hard that you go, you know what, if we didn't have boom boom, we'd be missing a lot from our team. But they're not going to get you're not going to read about them.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're giving a shout out to a teammate or two where you're like, God, thank God we have you to do the dirty work.
Yeah.
See, in basketball, it's those players
dog.
that play great defense.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's those players that get the 6 rebounds but don't get any points.
Yeah.
But defensively, because that is the most important part of basketball,
Uh-oh.
it's playing defense. Don't you agree with me?
Yeah.
Do you really? Or are you just
Yeah.
saying that?
Defense. Yes.
Defense, right? Because I've watched her play defense for 3 years. It's sick. Meaning, it's really, really good, CB. Now you got to come watch Balding and U32 play this winter. So did you think of somebody?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like every game somebody else is stepping up, but I would say like we have the same person who will mark the other team's like one of their best players every game, and she came into her role like kind of late in the season. I'd say like we found her role late, but once we found it, I'd say like Izzy Parrish. She is our team. Like she will mark that last player. So like today she marked Isla, who like is a great striker. Sophie, she marks the other team's good striker, and I would say she's just so determined and she will leave her whole body on the field. But then again, I feel like I could think of like a bunch of people that on any given day will step up and do that. So
before the loss to Stowe, though, 8-game winning streak.
yeah.
Spalding, I think, is on a
TBD.
6-7 game winning streak. We're going to
TBD.
have to ask somebody that. Can you believe you're a senior?
Yeah, it's sad.
So, like, you have your last home game last Saturday.
Yeah.
How do you feel going into that game, knowing it's the last regular season game? It's senior day. It's my last game of the regular season. Do you have what are your emotions before that game starts?
I mean, it was definitely like sad. I feel like we knew that game was pretty important, so I feel like that kind of took some of it like off. Because I was more thinking about the game, I would say, than like the senior night part of it. But I would say like after the game, it was definitely like, I mean, it didn't help that we didn't win, but it was definitely sad.
Right, that's true.
It was, yeah. I mean, like the juniors did a great job like organizing it, and like they made it special. So yeah.
And you guys had fun at the football game Friday night too.
Yeah.
I saw you guys at halftime.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
My athletic director that I worked for, I was at Northfield for 15 years as a coach, and he would always say to me, I hate senior night or senior
Yeah.
day I hate it. I just
No.
hate it. Get it over with, and let's go play the game.
Yeah.
That's kind of how you're feeling right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it is emotional, and it can just,
Yeah.
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 So what do you
So.
think about that new basketball coach?
I think it's going to be a very good addition, and she's been with us for the past, she's been in the program for longer than I've even been at U32.
Right.
I mean, she was my 7th grade coach, helped out in, 8th, and then she was the JV coach and stuff while I was on, varsity 9th and 10th and last year. So she's, kind of been, the backbone for us, and I think that, we all, trust her, and we appreciate her, and I think it'll be a good change in leadership this year.
Trust is important.
Yes.
And you just called her the backbone, too, which is very important as well. I had the privilege of chatting with her before she had applied and interviewed, and I was just tickled to know that she was applying for the job. And I think it's, like you said, it's a smooth transition, too.
Yeah.
She knows you guys know her. And you just said 2 words that, those 2 words are fabulous, especially trust.
Yeah.
In this day and age, trust is very, very
I mean,
important.
this will be my 4th coach in my 4 years. So it's we haven't really built that trust, I would say, within player and coach. I'd say it's very we don't really there's not that connection.
Right.
But I feel most of us already have the connection with Liv.
Right.
So I feel going into the season we'll already be a step ahead than we have been in the past because we've gone into these seasons not really having any connection with these coaches.
Right.
And then
wondering.
we waste not waste it, but it takes half the season to even build that, and then the season's halfway over.
Yep.
So I think at least this year, we all will already have that connection. So
Absolutely.
I think it will make the transition a lot smoother.
Absolutely.
And also I know she'll stay for more than 1 year, and we'll build the program back
That's
up,
right.
which is what we
there you go.
need. So
That's right.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
You are so. Is coaching in your future?
Right?
Maybe.
Right?
I mean, I don't know which sport, but it should very much be in your future. I will now get emotional because, well, you never had me as a coach, but I can be very emotional.
Shocking.
Did you have any questions, though? Soccer question.
What's next?
What do you mean?
What's next? Just what's next?
She's going to say beating Spalding.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Spalding
yes.
is that.
But big picture. Big picture, what's next for you?
After high school.
Oh,
Yeah.
after high school. I see where you're going.
I don't really know yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been thinking about
TBD?
Yeah, TBD.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about maybe playing something in college, but
Nice.
haven't quite figured it out yet.
Yeah, here.
You know what?
You have
don't
time.
have to figure it out.
Yeah.
You have time.
You
Yeah.
have so much time.
Yeah.
Coaches will lie if they say they don't ever look at a player on the opposing team and go, God, I would love to coach that kid. I did it at Northfield, and I had the chance to coach one of them. She played for Hayes, and I got to coach her in a North-South game, so that was really neat. But you have been one of my favorites. And I just want to thank you for what you've given U32 and the community. You represent so well. And I mean that because as a coach, and I know enough about your basketball coach too, we're going to hold our young adults accountable. We're going to want them to have good sportsmanship. They're the face of the school. They're deep-rooted in the community. Kids look up to you. And it has been my pleasure to watch you, whether it's a soccer field, but obviously up close on a basketball court, because I can remember watching you your freshman year and going, wow. And she's just a freshman. And I feel like you've been there 8 years because I'm like, oh my God, we have to go up against Clara. Your game has elevated so much over the years. And of course, I'm talking basketball because I've seen it.
Yeah.
But 4 years goes by fast. It
Yeah.
does. I always say to kids, and I've been saying this for 25 years, don't blink, because if you do, as a freshman, it's gonna be your
over.
senior
Yeah.
night,
Yeah.
or it's gonna be your playoff game, whatever the scenario is. It has been my pleasure to share the sidelines with you
Thank you.
and watch you on a basketball court and a soccer field. And I want to thank you for coming in today. I wish you nothing but the best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
I sit here with a
game.
Mets jersey on, so
Yeah.
I'm very neutral. No matter what happens, and I'll say this to the others over there, just be proud, hold your head up high.
Yeah.
No matter when soccer comes to an end, I know you all are hoping it's that last game of the season. Just be proud because you have done so much for your community Or I wouldn't even reach out to invite you in here. I'd be like, oh, I'm not sure I like the way that kid carries himself on a basketball court. Be proud of everything you've done. Enjoy the rest of the ride,
Yeah.
however long it is. And I can't wait to see you on the basketball court this winter.
Thank you.
I really can't. You are an awesome individual, Clara. Thank you, Clara Wilson. We're going to have
We'll
a
be right
quick
back.
standby, and we'll be back in about 1 minute. And we're back. That didn't take us long at all. This is when we need to have sponsors and commercial breaks.
Get on that,
See,
Lori.
this is fun sitting next to you.
Get on that, Lori.
I can actually see the screens now.
Right?
All right, so welcome into the studio.
Thank you.
U32 was in first. Now we got
Wanna
the Soph TK show. Sophie, say your last name.
Goriello.
Goriello. See, you know how many people hack that name?
Oh, trust me. Yeah.
So Sophie
Her whole
Goriello, Taylor Keel, better known as TK. Soph, better known as Soph.
Exactly. Yeah.
Taylor Keel, do you know I'm the one that gave you the name TK, the nickname, 2 years ago?
No way.
I started calling you
think-
TK,
yeah.
and now everybody calls you TK.
I was wondering who did that.
I
'Cause
think
have
it
no
was
clue.
you, Shep, because I remember I started
I
during
can't see
basketball
Sophie.
season.
I know.
That's a bummer. And I'm at a soccer game, and I hear everyone TK, TK, and I'm like, man,
It's everybody calls me it now.
everybody
That's my
calls you
new name.
TK. Okay, I'm going to ask you the same first question. You just came from Spalding. You came from Barrytown, where you played who today?
Montpelier.
And the final score was
6-0.
6-0.
Wow.
Oh, you should see
Wow.
the gifts up on the screen.
Wow.
6-0.
5-0 and then 6-0.
5-0 and
And
6-0.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Damn.
Who do you want to give a shout out first to on your team?
And it better be.
Not you
Let's
two.
see.
Who?
I'm thinking.
Because you guys
Oh.
are both are you guys both strikers?
Yeah.
Okay. You better shout out your defense then. 6-0.
Yeah, no, our defense is amazing. Like they've
See,
improved
there we
so
go.
much. I love
And our
them.
goalie, Rory.
Yes,
Thank
she's
you.
been doing so good.
I was waiting for the Rory shout out. I really was.
She had this amazing save
Yeah, it was
today.
so good.
Oh. So what?
Paint the picture.
Yeah, paint a picture for us.
It was like the girl got called offsides,
Mm-hmm.
but she still made an amazing save. She slid out and like her whole body just like blocked it, and it bounced off. But like just like that, she had like the guts to do that. Like it was
Yeah,
it was so amazing.
Goalies are just another beast.
I
No,
know.
They're just another
I
beast.
can't.
Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine.
How many wins is that in a row, you guys?
It's 6.
6 wins in a row.
Yeah.
What did I have written
I
down?
looked
5, but
up.
I missed today's game.
Oh yeah.
10-1 in your last 11 games, I think, as well.
U32. Wow.
I may not have that right. God, I meant to close that door, didn't I? CB's going to close the door for me. How many goals on the season do you think you guys got? Do you know?
Yeah, we know.
You individually.
I have 17.
So you had 2 more today.
Yeah.
Ah, pretty good, huh? I got.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, Taylor. How many do you have on the
22.
season? So you had 1 today.
She's currently leading for all teams, I think, with the most.
Wow. So 39 goals on the season? I love that you guys aren't saying much about it because it's a team game.
Yeah, exactly.
But the strikers get all the love, let's be honest.
True.
Charlotte
I'm not
is a
salty.
big soccer fan.
I'm not salty about it.
Big soccer fan.
What position?
I was an outside back,
Oh.
so
So on
No.
to Saturday. All right, let's see. I want to hit more on Rory because this is her first year.
Yes.
Full-time goalie,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And how many losses on the season did you guys have? Just
3.
3. Just 3 losses on the season.
Unlucky.
I think, wait, as we're talking about Rory, mixed in there, what do you think was your best game of the season?
North
think
Country, because we
that's-
beat North Country.
Yeah.
That's huge.
that's huge.
Favorite.
Yeah, we played really good that game.
Oh my
But
God.
obviously the last, we scored with the last, 10 minutes left or something.
8 to
We
10 minutes.
scored within
But-
5 minutes. of
Yeah.
each other.
So
But-
Taylor's came around the 5-minute mark,
And then
left
I
in the
think
game.
Mine was
With a minute or
1
2
minute
left.
and 20 seconds was when you scored the go-ahead goal.
But
Yes.
we were scared because last year we went to them 2 times in a row for first playoff game, and then they were our last season, the game we lost to them. And hearing that U32 lost 3-0, we were really nervous going into this. And some of us might have been thinking that we already lost before we even got there, but we went in and we played amazing together.
Because the mental side of sports is about 70% of it.
Yeah.
Then you guys just go out and play the game you love to play. So I was at your game with North Country. I got there halfway through the first half. And Sophie's grandfather came up to me and said, they're not playing the same way they were playing Friday. You had played Stowe.
Oh.
Another good game. Another good
Yeah.
game
Good
for you
game.
guys. He goes, they just don't have that same, for lack of a better term, pep in their step. You're playing defensively because in your minds, you already felt defeated. Yeah. So what happened at halftime? Because that second half was nowhere close to your first half. And you still played a little defensive. And then I'd say with about 10 minutes to go in the game was when you guys literally, something clicked and you said, we can play with this team.
Yeah.
I think Taylor's goal had even before that we were already stepping up and realizing we can win this game. But I think having Taylor's goal, knowing we can get another one, and then I think it just we all worked our hardest and it just came
And
together.
North Country, I don't know if they just already thought they won the game.
Probably.
And then when I scored, for the rest of the game, it was kind of just on, we were attacking their defense.
Right.
Which
Very well said.
before, it was always them attacking our defense,
right.
which I'm pretty sure I played midfield. I played the wing. So I was more on defense from some of the game just to help out the defenders because they have really good attackers and all around.
You were covering Sabine.
Yeah,
you were covering
Sabine.
Sabine the whole game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was fun to watch because it was right in front of me.
Yeah.
And there was one point, I don't remember, you weren't literally in her hip pocket. I don't know where you were on the field, but you weren't even on that side. And it was, she had a lot more confidence with the ball on her foot. You were in her hip pocket. And when it was one-on-one for the ball, you were taking that away from her most of the time. And it was very impressive to watch. I hope that carries over onto a basketball court against them, too.
Hopefully.
It was a great game. TK, your goal, that was sick.
I don't
Because
know.
that was out there. That was to the right, going down the field. And it's true, you guys were in more attack mode in that last 10 minutes. And you crossed that thing as high as you could into the upper left. It was mind-boggling.
The next day, she came in, and all she wanted to talk was about that goal.
Oh my God! I went running halfway down the track, like this. I mean, and then with a minute 20, I call it a scrum in front of the net, for lack of better terms. I'm not really good with the soccer terms. I saw Sophie, and I'm like, one of them's going to tip it in. I think it's going to be Sophie. And do you remember what I said to you guys after that game? Probably don't, because you were in sheer
We were so excited.
We were so excited.
You guys were so excited. It was amazing to see. I went up and said, thank you so much. Great game. Awesome game. Thank you for beating North Country. In something.
They needed that loss because they've been doing great this season.
We heard their
right,
coach made them do some fitness after
they had to do some fitness after us.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
So.
So Milton is the reigning champ.
Yeah.
You don't play them either, right?
No.
During the regular season.
And us or U32, whoever wins that game will play them, but
Right.
we'll see.
How are we feeling about playing U32? Did you think with like a, let's say 2 or 3 weeks ago in the season, you guys are sitting in that five hole. You're trying to get up into that 4th seed or higher. Harwood loses twice to end the season, and then U32. Did you think you were going to pop up to that 4th seed with 2 or 3 weeks to go? Did you think you were going to catch them? Meaning a Harwood, meaning a U32.
No, I don't know.
No?
We went to 2 of U32's games.
The
in
Stowe one and
Harwood.
Okay.
which were great games to watch.
Yep.
But we were cheering for U32 to win the Stowe one because that would make our playoffs easier, which now Harwood gets to play, like GMVS and teams that we'd rather play. But
That's the point I was trying to get to. And
it
thank you
was a
for
tough
your
loss for them.
Yep. So tough loss for U32, like Clara said, and it's an emotional. You know how the senior games are, TK now, very emotional.
Yeah.
I mean, even though your senior game was, I think I left at halftime. I was against Stepford. Sorry, I did leave at halftime. So, how do you feel playing your crosstown rival, friends of yours too? Meaning, you know, the girls on U32, you've played against them probably most of your lives, whether it's in school sports or what do we play in the off season, soccer wise?
Yeah.
Sophie, I know you never stop playing.
Capital.
Okay. You guys know one another.
I'm
Well,
excited.
I'm excited because I always say you can't beat a team 3 times, which
Hell yeah. It's hard.
so North Country, obviously we lost them twice last year.
Yep.
We played them for like a 3rd time, I guess, this year. Beat them, and then U32 beating Harwood, and I'm confident this game because when we played them the first time, it was in the morning, everything was wet, like one goal have already slipped in, and we didn't have Molly, which she is the key to our midfield.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Katie, our a defender, got hurt that game, so she was out. And it was all just kind of a mess, and with them to score in double OT on a header, it was
Right.
it was
Gosh. Because what was the score? 3-2, I think, in that
3-2.
game?
Ouch.
But
One thing with U32 is their corner kicks. We can't give it to them.
yeah,
Right.
they're a
It's
solid
that's
team.
I feel like they're strong. Like you give them a corner, they're gonna score.
And they man mark.
Yeah, we don't. We don't love that.
I love listening to Clara now, listening to you guys. This is great. I'm going to ask you the same questions I asked Clara so you can give a little bit of shout out to your team. But first of all, I have to back up because you were going to talk about Rory and how far she's her play this year.
Well, at the beginning of the season before it started, we were hearing rumors that she was going to play field hockey because she didn't want to play goalie. Which was like obviously upsetting for us.
Yeah.
Yes.
But turns out it was just a rumor. Like she said she might have made like a joke about it to her friends, and like it just got around. But when she came in, like obviously it's hard because she used to play on the field too, and now she's like has to be a goalie.
She loves the field.
But
too.
she
Like,
loves
she
the field, and
wants
she's
to play.
amazing on the field. But I think like I don't know. She accepted that she had to play goalie, and she has been outstanding this season. Like every loss, we've only lost by 1.
Yep.
She makes amazing saves. I don't even know how somebody
don't
can
know
make
how.
them. We also have this guy Jason who comes in and helps out and the JV goalie will come up like once or twice a week to help them. And I feel like she's shown a lot of improvement since he's been there, and she's just been doing absolutely amazing. And yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah. Rory started off like last year. Like Dee was our main goalie, but like Rory was like a sub. Like she'd go in, and I think
She did.
like,
you're right.
yeah, she like I think from last year, like she's made such an improvement. Like I'm so proud. Like I've just seen her make amazing saves like time and time again, and like I know it's probably not her favorite thing, but she's just like
She's so good at it.
She's so good. Like
You can't not have her in the
Exactly.
goal.
I know.
Exactly.
I don't know what we do without her this year. I really don't.
I don't know.
So she took one for the team, but then went with it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
and she's
you know, she
grown.
just said, I'm going to play goalie, and I'm going to be damn good at it too, and I'm going to get better and better. And she's been outstanding, and I've read a lot about her in the papers as well. So a big shout out to Rory
Hope
Glassford.
Solo had a similar story where she was a field player. And then in order to get to the national team, someone suggested she become a goalie. And then she became the best damn goalie ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Rory, even when the games like Thetford and Lamoille, where she
So bored.
not even one
Right.
save,
Right.
she still comes
Right.
off with a smile, hugging us,
Yep.
saying, "You guys did great," and it's just
Yeah.
I know.
she's the best person.
so supportive, like always, like she's so funny too. She's
She's
always
so
making us
funny.
laugh.
She's
like,
always
She is funny. Still getting to know her, but she is funny.
But the thing with goalie is even if you're bored, right? Even if there's not getting, you have to be on alert the whole game because
Exactly.
you never know
Right.
when one is slipping by.
Yes.
So even if she has she is.
Is that why you never played goalie? Don't talk about your height either.
Well,
It
yeah,
was
I'm
the attention?
I'm short as shit. But when I was younger, they put me in goalie. And then I played with my twin brother, and they put him on defense, thinking he'd, defend me as much as. No, fuck that. No. I'm like, have you ever had siblings?
CB's F-bombing now.
Have you ever had siblings?
Well, and
you think
twin.
you think
You're
he's going to
twin.
defend me?
No. Well, yes, in life he will more and more. Trust me.
Now that we're older and adults, maybe.
That's exactly it. Trust
As
me.
children, no.
Strong sophomore class you guys got, huh? Want to
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about those sophomores a little
awesome.
bit?
Holy.
How many sophomores on the team?
4.
Izzy
Okay.
Cam, Izzy Cam, Savannah.
Savannah.
Who else?
Oh, did I give you a picture
Oh.
of TK and Savannah? I think it did.
I don't remember.
It's Savannah.
There it is, yep.
Cam, Izzy,
There's
and
Izzy
Abby.
and there's Savannah.
Oh, Abby.
Abby Glassford.
Mm, yes.
Who's Rory's
Cam.
sister.
Yep,
has been
Rory's
doing
sister.
amazing.
And she
So-
even got moved.
We got a picture of TK with Savannah Viens and Izzy. And Izzy got her first goal a week ago, I think it was.
At
Week-
Peoples.
Yeah,
Nice.
that was a good one.
So pretty special sophomore class.
Yeah,
Don't play like sophomores, do they?
No.
they're tough.
And you guys have been good leaders, right? TK could say,
try.
I would
She's
believe
teeing
anything.
you up on that one, guys. She's teeing you up on
I
that
would
one.
believe anything that these two said. Same question I asked Claire. Would you rather play in today's type of weather or knock it down about 15, 20 degrees?
Today's
Not
weather was
snow.
perfect.
I
Okay.
like today.
Oh, you liked
But
today's. Okay.
I think maybe just a little, like, more wind. I like when it's kind of windy.
I like, I'd rather play in rain when it's
Really?
than it's like 80 degrees out. I don't know why, but I cannot play in hot weather.
Okay.
I cannot.
I love
Like
that.
I will
So-
ask for a sub.
Did you like the game at People's Academy where it was borderline snowing?
Well, I could not talk. I could not feel anything in my body. But
So you didn't like that?
I
no.
Okay.
was
But,
backed
like,
up. I was warm.
No.
Like, I
it was
on the bench.
freezing.
I read about that game and I'm like, wow, your feet had to have been numb. I don't know how you guys did it. All right, so we won't even go penalty kick on this question, but we're just going to say there's time running out. Game is 1-1, time is running out. You're in the attacking zone. As it gets down to 7, 6, 5, who do you want taking that shot? Who do you hope the soccer ball is right on their foot and that's going to be your last shot of the game? Yes, it could go on, but just go with my scenario, okay?
That's
There's
hard.
a few people I think. Like,
Okay.
I think it depend because I think Mia, our defender, like she has a kick on her. Like,
Okay.
she has scored from so far out. Like, I
Yeah.
think depending on where the ball would be, like, if
Okay.
she could get a kick on that. Then,
And penalty kicks.
oh, penalty kicks.
She's
yeah.
the best.
She
at
is.
them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
She is a strike.
Anybody else? We got Mia.
You guys play a 4-4-2?
3-5-2.
3-5-2 3-back? You guys play, wow.
Yeah.
Then really shout out to your
Squirrel.
goalie
Yeah.
and your defenders.
Yeah.
You guys play a 3-back? Holy crap.
It's
It
amazing.
switches games, but we've been on a 3-5-2
After
for a little
Montpelier,
bit.
the first time we played them, we switched at halftime because the 4-3-3 was not working, and since then we've stuck with the 3-5-2 because we're just growing with it. Like,
I
we
think
practice it.
That's
and-
hard to play.
Yeah.
So shout out to you guys.
Yeah, with our back working together, amazing. And then we have the two like midfield wings that will drop back, which will be extra help if
Yep.
needed. And then with me and Sophie up top, I
love
think
it.
I know he likes us two to up there together,
Right.
which I think everybody likes where they are, and I think
Yeah.
So neither one of you said each other on that kick. Impressive. Very impressive.
Sophie
Nicely
could.
done.
I trust
Whoops,
Sophie.
I think I just touched. What'd you
You're
say?
good.
I trust Sophie. Sophie could do it, 100%.
I think you could.
You could.
Is this the most goals, obviously, for you so far? For you, is this the most goals for you? In a single season, sorry.
Last year I had 17 or 18 too,
Oh.
so it's pretty even with that. So
Has
I don't
anybody
know if
called you
pl-
guys the dynamic duo? No?
yeah. I don't know if playoff goals count towards anything, but
yeah, I don't know. We heard that they didn't, but
All right, so we got Mia taking the last shot then. I'm going to write that down so
I love that
remember.
it's a defender.
Yeah.
oh yeah, our defenders can do anything.
oh
wow.
Anything.
So we might have
and
to
they're
do
all
this
so
show on the
fast.
road.
Yeah.
Cam, oh my,
Saturday
Yeah. What time is it?
two.
at 2 o'clock.
All right, we might have
Up
to
at
take this
Berrytown.
game.
You guys,
You don't even have to
should
travel
go. It's gonna
far.
be such a good game. We're
I'm
so
ex-
even
Yeah.
in teams.
Exactly. That's exactly.
So even.
Joe,
that
what's up?
anybody
Records are
can
the
win.
same. Who keeps your team loose? Who's maybe a clown, maybe a motivator, but who do you guys look at? Like if things are tightening up a little bit, it's halftime of the North Country game. Anybody in particular keep you guys loose? Don't say the coaches though. Player wise. Or do you have a class clown other than TK?
I was going to say the two that can't stop giggling.
Right.
I think someone else who Izzy Moyes is always
She's always saying something that
that's
everybody
gonna
is
make
just
you laugh.
laughing.
Like, it's
I love that. Shout out to Izzy.
Shout out to Izzy.
All right. Did you understand the lunch pail mentality question that I asked Clara?
Once you explained it to her, I did.
Okay.
I don't remember.
TK, it's my thing I've used my whole life.
No,
Because you have those players that have that lunch pail.
I know.
Dude, I don't think
I know
people
who I
actually
would
take
say.
lunch
We
boxes,
know, Shep.
lunch
We
pails
know who
anymore.
you would say.
don't know what a lunch pail is.
I don't think so, Lori. It's one of those times where it makes you feel old.
I feel old every day, my
Shep,
friend.
we have an answer. We
Okay.
I'm
we
sorry,
talked about
we
this.
We
digress.
digress.
talked about it when you were talking to Claire.
Okay, go.
Cam.
Cam.
She is one game.
Love it.
She didn't get recognized in the paper, and only our other three defenders did when we did the 4-3-3. And this is something my dad always says. He always comes home and just talks about how amazing Cam does, and she just doesn't get recognized for how
Right.
great she does out there. She gives 100% all
love
the
that.
time in practice in anything.
She's
and
smart out there too.
Yeah, she's
my
so smart. Like,
fastest on our team, I'd say by far. Like
she's
there's
amazing.
a few games she's brought it all the way up the sideline and been at the 18.
Wow.
Like she
and
has the best crosses. Like
she knows how to
Cut
be
an angle
focused
down. Yep.
and
I watched her cut an angle
be,
down on a couple plays.
like, what's the word?
She
have fun.
communicates really well too.
Yes.
She's
Oh,
the
yeah.
voice I hear probably the most.
it's
Out
between
there.
Cam and Mia. Like those were like when we did a 4-back,
Mm-hmm.
Cam and Mia are our center backs. So like they both know how to like direct people
Yeah.
and like they're just always like letting people know like where they need to be, like corner kicks, everything. They just like
If
direct
you don't
everything.
communicate in sports,
Yeah.
Wow, a fast center.
you got nothing. There's my English for the day. You got nothing. So, great win today. Great season.
Yeah.
Absolutely great season.
Yeah.
How many wins you guys have last year? Do you remember?
I don't. I don't know if it's like
And we were
similar,
6. We were in 6.
Okay.
but
Okay.
yeah, definitely more losses last year.
You guys aren't going to be able to sleep Friday night. You're going to be so amped up. Make sure you eat well.
nervous,
Make sure you get a good night's
try.
sleep.
Yeah.
We'll try.
Proud of you guys.
What's it?
Oh, 4 seed, Joe.
4 seed.
4 seed. I'm sorry. U32 is the 5th seed, and Spalding is the 4th seed. They play at Berrytown this Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock. 4 versus 5. Spalding versus U32. I mean, I just know it from being around Spalding the last 5 years on a basketball court. But I love sports. I will always support local sports. We have been following, trying not to show favoritism, but we've been following Division II girls soccer all season. We've been talking about it on the podcast. Couldn't be prouder of you guys and what you do for your school, what you do for your sport. You're the face of your school. You're the face of your sport. I don't think kids realize this, and you're not kids. You're young adults. And it's true. Your 4 years do go by fast, don't they, TK?
So fast. It's crazy.
It is. It's crazy. And it was just, doesn't it seem like soccer was just starting?
Oh yeah, we were talking about this the other day because it just felt like we were at the beginning of the season,
Right.
with a bunch of games, and now it's playoff. But
Now it's playoffs. But enjoy it. Whether,
yeah,
how many ever games you have left, like I said to Clara, just enjoy it. It is going to feel, no matter what, you're going to have a team that wins, you're going to have a team that loses. That's called sports. My mom used to say to me all the time when I was in high school and I would lose a game, she'd say, honey, the sun will come up tomorrow. And when she used to say it to me at your ages, I was like, no. It was like the end of the world to me. But my mom was right. She's always has been right. A big shout out to the parents as well. Because you may not know, but they are the backbone. They really, truly are. I know it's killing you guys to say that, whether it's parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, boyfriends, whatever. Enjoy Saturday. And at this point, like today, you're just going one day at a time.
Leave it all out there.
Leave it all out there. Hold your head up high. And I'm supposed to be out. I am out of town Friday and Saturday. But I'm making a point to come back for the game on Saturday.
Better be
you
there.
should be there.
Yeah, a lot of pressure now. If not, CB will be
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I'll be looking for you, Shep.
Yeah.
Nothing but best of luck. I couldn't be prouder. I can say to you exactly what I said to Clara. I'm around you guys. Basketball's a long season. Winter sports is a long season. We don't have any sun. We are inside all the time. I've been around you guys. This will be my 4th year, my 3rd year with these two, and you guys bring a lot of joy to my life. And watching you guys as athletes, you guys always do it the right way. I mean, TK every now and again might pick up some fouls she shouldn't pick up on a basketball court. Other than that, though, couldn't be prouder. And just have fun, you guys. And I thank you guys so much for coming down and making our night the night it is.
Joe says, I have to root for both teams, class of 80, U32 freshman and sophomore year at Spalding.
Oh.
So
he's
junior
like,
and senior at U32.
well, he needs to
freshman,
have one of
sophomore,
those,
and so on.
you know how moms wear the
Yeah, the
jersey, half
yeah,
jersey,
yeah.
half Spalding, half U32.
Mama Kelsey had one of those.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys have any questions for us? I just like putting you guys on the spot.
Not really.
Okay, good. Thank you for teaching me about. So here's the thing. Okay, so you're talking about the 4-3, 3-4, and you guys just whip that off like it's nothing. How come you can't remember a 2-3 zone or a 1-3-1 zone
Okay.
or
Listen.
a 3-2, 2-3?
We
1-3-1?
never practice a zone.
Well, we don't,
We don't
because
do zone.
why?
We don't need to.
Man's where it's at.
God.
I don't do zone.
Good answer. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one that you just.
Yep.
CB has so much that she puts up on the screen. It's amazing. I never see it because I'm sitting over there. Thank you guys again for coming in.
Thank you.
And thank you for everybody listening. Get out and support high school sports. I know I'm a broken record. Do it. College football this weekend. Week 8 of the NFL.
Yep.
Right? Are we on week 8?
World Series Friday.
And That was 4th on my list.
World
Series Friday.
Friday.
CB already said the Yankees got to take game 1.
They have to.
So do what you do. Enjoy sports, all sports, every day. Have a great rest of the week, everybody.